Imagine for a second that you're 14 again. You're having your first crushes, holding your first hands, going on your first dates. Maybe you're a little insecure about how you look. All teenagers are. But on the whole, you're feeling pretty good until disaster strikes. One of the first people you kiss tells you, "Oh my God, you're such a good kisser, but you have such small lips." What do? Maybe you go home, you look at yourself in the mirror for a while. Are your lips really that small? You didn't think they were, but what do you know? You start to feel ugly. You start to feel, well, unkissable. You probably feel embarrassed about it for a long time. You probably try to overcompensate, make your lips look bigger, and as you grow up, you probably bury that memory and only think back on it to laugh about the things teenagers worry about. What you probably don't do is make a cheap lip product that sells out across the globe. What you probably don't do is use your teenage humiliation to make $1 billion. But that's exactly what Kylie Jenner did. Here's how she did it. There's one rule of being in the public eye that's key to getting Kylie's tactics. That rule is this: all attention is good attention. Even if people are talking about how much they hate her, they're getting her name out there. And sooner or later, that'll get her name into the ears of someone she can exploit. Kylie Jenner and her family know how to turn controversy into profit. Ever since Kylie Jenner's older sister, Kim Kardashian, used her leaked sex tape to skyrocket herself to fame, the Kardashian-Jenner clan have used good and bad news alike to turn all eyes on them. Kylie is no different. After that teenage embarrassment, she looked for ways to make her lips look bigger, first using lip liner, then turning to lip fillers. As the size of her lips grew, so did the rumors. Tabloids buzzed, interviewers quizzed her. At first, Kylie denied having work done. Over months, the press kept pushing, and she kept saying her lips were down to makeup use alone. But then, on a hugely popular episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2015, she finally dropped the truth. She'd gotten lip fillers. It was after this episode that Kylie announced her first ever makeup product, the $29 Kylie Jenner Lip Kit. It's clear that by the time Kylie filmed the episode, she knew the game was up. Her cosmetic work was obvious enough that it couldn't just be written off as clever makeup use. But rather than swim against the wave of public opinion, Kylie went with it. First, she saved the revelation for her family's TV show, the most profitable venue possible. Then, right when the buzz was at its peak, she dropped the lip kit. For public figures like Kylie, it doesn't matter if people are praising her or tearing her down. What matters is if they're talking about her at all. As long as her name is circulating, she's directing more attention to herself and her products, no matter how dubious those products actually are. There are tons of ways to convince customers that something is valuable. But of course, most of them aren't rooted in creating actual value. Price points and false scarcity are two huge examples of this. By adjusting the price point, shady business owners can make a product seem more valuable than it is. The same goes for making the product hard for customers to get their hands on. From the start of her cosmetics brand, Kylie Jenner has handled these principles like someone born to do it. Take that $29 price point again. For $29, Kylie's first customers got just one liquid lipstick and one lip pencil. For an untested, untrusted makeup brand, that's pretty steep. For an established designer makeup brand, that's ridiculously cheap. But the key to understanding Kylie is that she's playing both those perceptions off each other. $29 felt affordable for the average budget. But it was just expensive enough that buying the lip kit felt luxurious. By setting the price at $29, those cheap lip kits felt both aspirational and affordable. The availability of the lip kits also made them sell out fast. With an initial production line of just 15,000 lip kits, supply was far lower than demand. Kylie enhanced this effect even further by only announcing the lip kits the day before they went live on her online store. This created a rush effect, making customers more likely to hurry to pre-order the kits before anyone else. In fact, these tactics worked so well that the lip kits sold out completely in just 60 seconds. By making the lip kits rare, they became valuable in her target market's eyes. If people want their cheap, low-quality products to sell like crazy, They've got to make them seem valuable, adjusting their price point, making the product just exceptional enough while also keeping it at the level of the customer is one sneaky way Kylie pulled this off. False scarcity also helped Kylie manipulate her audience by making them think of the product as much rarer than it really was. But lying to her fans wasn't the only kind of lying Kylie did. After Forbes did a glowing write-up of Kylie and her cosmetics, they came back for a second investigation, and what they found turned their first headline upside down. Because Kylie Jenner wasn't the youngest self-made billionaire. In fact, she wasn't a billionaire at all during that time.
While we can't prove that those tax returns the Jenners sent us were fake, we're pretty sure now that they were. And regardless, it's clear that for years the Jenners have been lying.
Kylie and her accountant prepared false tax returns to show Forbes and lied about how much of the company Kylie owned. That meant that Forbes overestimated how much profit Kylie Cosmetics was pulling in and crowned her a billionaire based on that. And as we all know, as soon as that Forbes cover was released, Kylie Jenner started trending almost instantly, which definitely helped her sales and made her audience believe that the brand is worth so much more than it actually was. Life as an entrepreneur usually means committing to your idea. After all, you're likely investing time and money into that idea. Not so much for Kylie Jenner. Kylie Cosmetics refused to commit to any one strategy, flitting from idea to idea. As soon as they spotted a new opportunity to drain money from fans, they took it. For Kylie Jenner and Kylie Cosmetics as a whole, experimentation has been built into the brand from the beginning. After the runaway success of the lip kits, Kylie saw the chance to make something lasting.
Then when I realized after the first launch that it could be something that I've always dreamed about, a real cosmetics line, then I changed it to Kylie Cosmetics.
But she didn't tie herself to lip products or tie herself down to much at all. The lip kits were an of-the-moment product, an experiment designed to harness and monetize her audience. So were her follow-ups. When Kylie Cosmetics relaunched as a larger brand, it played with physical pop-up stores in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. Taking just 30 days to build, the Los Angeles store attracted 25,000 customers in 2 weeks. Kylie has also experimented with deals with other stores as she added a limited run in Topshop to her business strategy. Meanwhile, her makeup products themselves are designed to allow for rapid-fire experiments. With the concept-to-consumer timeline for them being just 5 days long, Kylie Cosmetics takes a shotgun approach to seeing what works, rather than dragging their feet through months of focus groups. Flimsy flexibility has been the name of the game when it comes to Kylie Cosmetics. They've kept the workings of their business lightweight to pay their employees the minimum amount and pocket the profits. Rather than pay for permanent retail staff, they had pop-up stores. Rather than guaranteeing a continual supply for their customers, Kylie Cosmetics tried a series of limited runs. Rather than staying confident in her own strategy and expertise, Kylie set up her business so she could always dodge her own mistakes. In most people's eyes, being an entrepreneur means being multi-talented. If you're running a company, especially a small company, you'd better know something about every aspect of it. But that doesn't seem to be true for Kylie Jenner. Rather than taking control of any aspect of her business herself, she outsources nearly everything. For the running of Kylie Cosmetics, keeping operations lightweight has been there since the start. With just 7 full-time and 5 part-time employees, very little of the profits go to wages. Instead, most of the business is outsourced to experts in the game. E-commerce platform Shopify handles the online store. Spatz Laboratories handles the formulation of all cosmetic products, and Seed Beauty handles the manufacture and packaging of the products. As for finance and PR, Kylie Cosmetics uses a solution that's close to home. In exchange for a 10% cut of the profits, Kylie's mother, Kris Jenner, handles all of both domains, putting her expertise honed on the rest of the Kardashian-Jenners to good use. What this means is that Kylie doesn't waste time learning new things. None of the formulas used in Kylie Cosmetics' products are brand new or specifically developed for the brand. Instead, they're formulas from the experts at Spatz Laboratories. The online store that Shopify runs doesn't have anything particularly different about it from other Shopify stores. Kylie knows that the strength of her brand lies in her ability to monetize her massive social media following. so that's what she focuses on. Kylie Cosmetics earned $307 million in a single year with cheap products and cheaper running costs. Instead of reaching for more, Kylie understood the minimum resources she needed to run her business on and ran it on just that. What can Kylie do well and do by herself? Keep her social media fresh. So that's all she did on her own. Through Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie Jenner claimed she'd become the world's youngest self-made billionaire. Not bad for an empire built on products that cost less than $30 and a girl who was once getting called unkissable. So how did Kylie build her beauty dream? First, she chased controversy. Then she chased the financial press and convinced them she was a lot more successful than she was. Instead of paying her employees what they were worth, she held on to every last cent. Instead of sticking to her guns, she ran away from every little mistake. She stuck to what she knew, pouting for selfies, and outsourced most of the actual business to other people. And she managed the image of her products as carefully as she managed her own, with prices carefully selected to seem like a bargain and a luxury, and availability deliberately limited to create a rush. She built an image of value around the real product. Kylie Jenner became a billionaire, at least according to Forbes, through reality TV techniques. That is to say, she built her company from smoke and mirrors and built her entire public image around lies.